Our guest today is Mr. Stephen Downing. He had a 20-year police career. He started in a squad car, finished as deputy chief of police in the city of Los Angeles. Well, there's much more to talk about, but first I just want to welcome my traveling buddy from the Leap Mobile, Mr. Stephen Downing. Hello, Steve.
Thank you, Dean. Good to be with you.
Yes, sir. Now, Steve, I don't know if extraordinary is the word. We had a situation happen just 1 week ago in the city of Uvalde, Texas. Tell me of your impressions, just your initial impressions, sir.
Well, first of all, unfortunately, it wasn't extraordinary. It was becoming ordinary. And your first reaction is another shot to the gut. It just hurts. And you can only picture the slaughter of those young children. And again and again and again say, why can't we as a country eliminate this tribalism and solve this problem? This country needs a discussion outside of the tribalism. When we can't get the people we elect together, then I think we may be better to think about electing people who are willing to get together and who are willing to find that middle ground and solve this problem.
Thank you, Steve. You know, the mass shooting that most people think was the first, it certainly wasn't, but was Columbine. And one of our fellow LEAP speakers, he's now ill, but Mr. Ryan was there. He was one of the first to arrive at the Columbine shooting, and he was told to stand down. And I know that plagued him for the rest of his life, Mr. Tony Ryan. And we had a situation where dozens of cops were, I guess, told to stand down in Uvalde. Let's talk about that situation, sir.
Well, that it should not have happened. There's some breakdown in the training or breakdown in the ability to assess the difference between an active shooter and a barricaded suspect. And I have yet to see any reporting that suggests anything other than the fact that this is an active shooter situation inside a school. And after Columbine, which is what now, 20 years ago?
22, I think.
Yeah. Across the board, American law enforcement adopted what they call the MACTAC, and it's a philosophy and a strategy and a tactic that is action, rapid deployment, multi-assault counterterrorism action capabilities, MACTAC. And that means that whoever's there, you go, go, go. And your objective is to immediately stop the target. The rest of it is when you slow down, you can put up your perimeters and establish your command posts. But the first job of the first person that's there is to stop the shooter. Okay, that didn't happen. And it hasn't happened in a number of other situations. It's something that boggles the mind when you basically for 20 years trained to accomplish to stop a situation like this, and yet you don't. In situations like the school, strength has to be the priority, and immediate action has to be the priority, and stopping the threat has to be the priority. That didn't happen here.
No, sir, it did not. Now, I want to combine a couple of thoughts here. It's my understanding, and I'm no attorney, but following the situation at Columbine, that the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that it is not law enforcement's primary obligation to protect anybody who is not under their control, which to me seems so un-American, for lack of a better term. And I guess what I'm trying to say here is that those kids in that school were under government control. Is there a penalty? Is there anything that can be that those law enforcement officers who stood down and let those children die, is there any law that will prosecute them for their inaction?
Well, I think it's primarily a civil case. I don't know if there's criminal negligence involved in this because of the concept that you discussed that was decided by the Supreme Court. I forget the term that they use, but it's some presumed immunity.
Qualified immunity, yes, sir. Qualified immunity?
Qualified immunity, that's right. And but be that as it may, there is a responsibility. The schools had a responsibility to see that hired guard was there and not driving around. The school had a responsibility to ensure that those doors were locked and things of that nature. But law enforcement also had a responsibility to respond in a different way. So I'm sure you're going to see a lot of lawsuits, and I'm sure that you're going to see municipalities and states pay a big price, millions and millions and millions of taxpayer dollars for the negligence that took place here.
Once again, we've been speaking with Mr. Stephen Downing, 20 years law enforcement, and he retired as a deputy police chief of the city of Los Angeles. Steve, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Dean. Good seeing you again.
I'm Dean Becker. I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it motivating. Now, please like and share and subscribe if you want more content. Now, to hear a longer interview with this week's video guest, I request that you visit our website. Links are in the description below. Now, each year, we produce hundreds of drug war-related programs for a network of broadcast affiliates in the U.S. and Canada. Now, we also produce lots of content for YouTube as well. And you can access nearly 9,000 of our programs at drugtruth.net.